Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to be talking about 6 life lessons that men learn too late. Now, a reason why I wanted to make this video is because I get a lot of comments that say something along the lines of, wow, I wish I knew this 5 years ago, or wow, I wish I knew this when I was growing up. It really would have helped me later in life. Have you as a viewer ever learned something and thought, wow, I really wish I knew that sooner, or that really would have helped me when I was in this situation, X, Y, and Z. Because I've absolutely been there. If I could go back and give my younger self some pieces of advice, I could save myself so much time, so much heartache. The list goes on. I know that's part of getting older. You learn things, you're more wise, you learn lessons, sometimes the hard way. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about some life lessons that men learn too late in life. So I actually talked to some men in my life for their input, just to give a little bit more merit here. I thought, who gives better advice than the men that I look up to in my life and who I respect? And I thought it would be helpful to share that wisdom with all of you guys as well. The first thing that men learn too late in life is the importance of emotional intelligence. Now, I know emotional intelligence is a popular buzzword right now on the internet, but stick with me because I'm going to explain this much further. Really being able to understand and manage your emotions is critical for building healthy relationships, for your personal well-being, and I truly believe that the sooner you master this, the better your life will be. I have this as number 1 for a reason. Things like the way that you respond and react, how you handle your emotions, understanding why you respond and react the way that you do. And remember, there is nothing wrong with expressing your emotions. I've talked about this extensively in some recent videos that I've done that I can link below for you. But being able to do so in a mature and composed way is so incredibly powerful. So many men and women, but again, this video is for men, so that's who I'm speaking to, but this absolutely applies to women as well. So many people go their entire lives not getting to the root of their issues, not healing or growing, not questioning why they respond or react the way that they do. And it's such a shame, because as I said, this has the power to truly change your life for the better. And it can help you in so many areas of your life. Relationships, both romantic, friendship, platonic, communication, conflict resolution, leadership, decision-making, mental health, your overall well-being, your growth as an individual, your self-awareness. The list truly goes on and on. And it's so sad to me that so many people just don't address this. They don't ever think critically about why they feel the way that they do, or why they respond and react the way that they do to things. There are reasons why we act the way that they do. There are reasons why we think the things that we do. There are reasons why our emotions surface in a specific way. Maybe for some of you that's defensiveness. Maybe for some of you it's anger. Maybe for some of you it's isolation, shutting down. And there are reasons why you react that way. And getting to the root of what has caused you to act that way can absolutely change your life. It can make you a better man, a better boyfriend, a better husband, a better son, a better person. And again, this absolutely applies to women as well, but my video is lessons for men, so I really want my language to reflect that. And I actually did a video about emotional intelligence a couple of years ago. I'm sure I would have a lot more to say about it now if I were to make a new video. I don't want to go on and on too much here because I have a lot of other stuff to talk about, but I would encourage you all to really take a look at yourself and try to understand this about yourself. The next thing that too many men learn too late in life is the significance of self-care. So taking care of your physical and mental health is essential for your long-term well-being. And that is because health is wealth. Take care of yourself both physically and mentally. Self-care will change your life. What is that saying? A healthy man has 1,000 wishes and a sick man only has one. And that's for his health. And I think a lot of people don't recognize how important your health is until something has already happened to you. And at this point, you're trying to do damage control or reverse what's going on rather than being proactive and preventative about it. There are so many of us who are just absolutely punishing our bodies, whether it be the food that we're eating, the weekend bender that you're going on with drugs and alcohol. I could really go on and on about the ways that we punish our bodies, but your habits, they make you or they break you. And I think the earlier you start implementing good habits into your life, the better off you'll be down the road. So what are some examples of self-care? Well, mentally, It could be, taking time to relax, practicing mindfulness, which can help reduce stress, anxiety, depression, engaging in hobbies. All of these things can allow you to recharge and improve, your emotional resilience. I'm going to talk about this later in terms of, career and work-life balance. But really taking care of yourself mentally is so important. Again, I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit later in the video too. Self-care can also positively impact your relationships by enabling you to be more present, to be more attentive, to be more emotionally available. As a man, when you take care of your own needs, you're then better equipped to support and connect with the people in your life that you love and care about. The better you are on your own, the better you'll be for other people. In terms of productivity and performance, when men prioritize their well-being, they might experience improved focus, motivation, creativity, which can lead to greater success in your personal life, but also your professional endeavors. A big one here is also physically. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, sufficient rest can help you maintain good physical health. Prioritizing this self-care and starting early in your life. Again, being preventative, being proactive rather than trying to reverse something or do damage control can reduce the risk of a ton of different health issues and increase your energy levels and help you stay that way longer into your life. Again, I want to emphasize that I think too many people wait until there's already a problem and then try to fix it, rather than educating themselves and being proactive and preventative about things. A great resource that I personally love is Andrew Huberman and his podcast. He does a fantastic job covering a ton of different wellness topics, health, wellness. There are a ton of great resources out there to educate yourself and really take your health into your own hands. I am not a doctor or a health expert. I can only do what I know is best for me. You should do what is best for you. Do your own research, figure that out. Do not neglect your health and self-care. Even as simple as just showing up for yourself, right? Dressing well, taking care of yourself, having good hygiene. Look good, feel good. Another aspect of self-care is giving your skin a little bit of TLC. Start your self-care journey with the skincare system from today's sponsor, Tiege Hanley. Tiege Hanley makes taking care of your skin uncomplicated. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Start with the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, which if you've never used, you will wish you started using this sooner. Too many men learn about this too late. An AM moisturizer and a PM moisturizer. They also provide this instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. And this isn't something that you want to put off because prevention is key. We're all going to age, but you can do it gracefully by having a skincare routine. You'll wish you started this sooner. Your future self with skin that looks better than every other guy will be thankful. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off of the retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link down in the description and you'll get 30% off of your first box plus a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. The next thing that men learn too late is to be really thoughtful about their career and future planning. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Be very thoughtful about this. Actively think about it. Think about the big picture. What are your life goals? And how can what you want to do for your career get you there? And not just in terms of money. Also thinking about freedom, lifestyle. This is something that I will share a lot of my personal experience here on, because clearly I'm doing something a little different than what I thought I would be doing straight out of high school, right? And that's another issue, is having to decide what you're going to do for the rest of your life when you are 18 years old, right out of high school. I mean, you're 18 with a brain that's not fully developed, choosing what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You just went to senior prom, and now you're making a decision that's going to affect you the rest of your life. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, but that's why I really think if people were more thoughtful about what they wanted to do, they really thought about it, make a pro and con list, write down all of your thoughts, the cons, the pros, because when you are able to align with who you truly are, if you get this right, it can make all the other aspects of your life that much better. The two most important decisions you will make in your entire life are your career, and who you marry. And these are decisions that should not be taken lightly. You should be thinking about this every day. You know, I've seen a couple main reasons why people choose the career that they choose. You know, what's convenient, what's available around you, what sounds good on paper, what might impress people, what's a fancy job title. People choose things for the wrong reasons, like, will this please my parents? Is this what my parents want me to do? And I know this is different culturally, so keep that in mind too. A lot of things sound really great on paper to people, but I think they don't think about the logistics. They don't think about the big picture. Network with people. Job shadow. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have shadowed people doing jobs that I thought that I was interested in or that I would like, networked with people. My husband was a whiz at networking. When he was in college, I was talking to him about this and he told me he messaged hundreds of people on LinkedIn that were working in industries, companies that he was potentially interested in. And he said to me, nobody is going to say no to an eager young mind. Hardly anybody's going to say no. He hardly had anyone tell him no. He messaged hundreds of people on LinkedIn, one who is now his business partner. He was a 21-year-old messaging this guy. He really thought what he was doing was cool, respected what he was doing, and now they're business partners, which is just so cool to think about. As a 21-year-old, you sent a message on LinkedIn and it shaped the rest of your life. Use your asset of youth and inexperience to your advantage, because you can only use this for a certain amount of time. Take advantage of it. I'm not saying you can't be a beginner at something in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s. You absolutely can. But there is just something about being a young person who's eager and wanting to learn and wanting to experience life and eager to do so that people have a soft spot for. And they want to teach you, they want to help you. And I also want to mention that we all have different situations and obligations in our life that influence our decisions. But really be cerebral about that, because I wish that was something that I would have done. And I'll give another personal example here, and I know I'm saying a lot, and maybe I can make an entire video about this too, because I have so much to say. But I wish someone told me this when I was younger. I knew that I had to pay for my entire college. My parents couldn't help me. They wanted to, but they couldn't, okay? So I knew I had to pay for my entire college, my 4 years at college. So my senior year of high school, I took college classes while I was going to high school because my high school paid for it, so that I could go ahead and get those credits done so I would have less to pay for once I actually got to college. So that was awesome. I saved an entire semester of money because my high school paid for it. And I was a semester ahead. I chose a public university because it was much cheaper. I chose an in-state college so that I could have in-state tuition. I did really well in high school so that I could get scholarships. So that all really helped me. But ultimately, I chose a college that was affordable because I knew I would have to pay for it. And I still had to take out loans. So think about that too before you make a career decision. Really write everything down. Be so cerebral about it. If you're someone who also has to pay your way through college, I get it. It's tough. I understand. If you're thinking in your head, I want to get a doctorate in art history. I'm not going to knock anyone's life dreams, but think about, okay, how much is that going to cost? I'm paying my way through college. How much student loan debt am I going to rack up and have to pay all of that back? And what kind of job am I going to get with that? Am I going to make enough money to be able to pay back all the student loans? Or is this a dumb decision? And I'm just giving that as an example. But if you listen to a Dave Ramsey episode, you'll hear that that is not as far-fetched as you might think. People don't think about it. Think about all the things you can do to make your life easier in the long run. I don't want you guys to hate your career. I don't want you guys to hate what you do every day for your entire life, because that was me when I graduated college and I ended up in this job that I hated, and I thought, oh my God, I can't do this the rest of my life. I need to find what is authentic to me and what I align with and what I will love doing. And here I am. And what do I love doing? I love helping people. And here we are. And I didn't need a college degree to sit here and tell you that. Also, something I wanted to briefly mention in the career category here is a work-life balance. Finding a balance between your career ambitions and your personal life to make sure that you avoid burnout and maintain your overall happiness. I think often we don't realize this is an issue until we've pushed ourselves to the limit, the absolute breaking point, and we're already burnt out. Hence, lessons men learn too late in life. And the reality is you're probably going to have to work your whole life, right? Most people have to work their entire lives. So find something you love to do. And listen, there's going to be moments when you hate your job. There are things I don't like about this. It's normal. You're not always going to love your job. But find something that you don't want to escape from once your 40 hours are done or your 50 hours. Working hard is important. Going after your goals is important. Just make sure you're still nourishing the other aspects of your life in the process too. What are your hobbies? What do you find joy in? What do you love to do outside of work? Make sure you're nourishing the relationships, your hobbies, your passions, all of that too. Because ultimately, a balanced approach in your life is going to allow you to prioritize your physical and mental health. It's going to reduce your risk of burnout, stress-related illnesses, and honestly just promote an overall better well-being. And the key to all of this is balance. But be logical, be cerebral. Again, the two most important decisions I think a man will ever make in his life is the woman he marries and the career he chooses. Sorry, I just talked forever and ever about that, but it's such a big deal, and I wish more men thought about this earlier in their life. I've also known men who they had a great career, something that looked awesome from the outside looking in, but they made a lot of money, they did really well, they were very successful, and they were miserable because it wasn't authentic or aligned with who they are, which is sad. Okay, that leads me into my next point, which is the impact of financial literacy. Learning about money management, investing, and saving early on in your life can lead to greater financial stability in the future. Set your future self up for success. Transparently, I had no idea about any of this until I was an adult. Mutual fund? Huh? Investing? What? These were words I never heard. Now, I want to give credit where credit's due. My parents were such hard workers, which was incredibly valuable for me to learn at an early age. But I didn't even know investing was a thing. And knowing what to actually do with my money, investing, saving, has absolutely changed my life. And I wish this was something I knew earlier. I think more people talk about it now. It's something that, people share their knowledge on. You can easily go online and find information. Even if you weren't necessarily taught it from your immediate family or whatever. But the thing is that you don't know what you don't know, right? My parents had no idea. And I don't fault them for that because their parents didn't teach them that. But if you're here and you're in that same situation that I was, take it from me. Learn this now. Take it into your own hands. Educate yourself. Financial stability will reduce your stress. It will bring you peace of mind. It's going to eliminate the worry of living paycheck to paycheck and provide a sense of security and stability in both the present life for you and your future life. Being financially independent can positively impact your relationships. Achieving financial independence is going to allow you to have greater control over your lives, to make decisions based on your own priorities and values rather than just trying to pay the bills. And building financial independence provides a solid foundation for your future planning, for your security. It's going to allow you to save for retirement, invest in your long-term goals, and be better prepared for unexpected expenses or emergencies that life might throw your way, because we all know life does that. And achieving financial independence requires discipline, goal setting, financial literacy. These are great skills to have. The process of learning and managing your finances can contribute to your own personal growth, self-confidence, a sense of accomplishment, and can ultimately help you develop discipline in other areas of your life as well. This is such an important thing for men to know, for everyone to know, obviously, but I'm talking to you guys. The sooner you get a handle on this, the better the rest of your life will be. And there are so many ways that you can make money. My dad works a traditional sales type of job, and then on the side, he makes sculptures and sells sculptures. And he's so talented, and he gets to monetize something that he's really good at. There are so many different ways that you can make money. Again, I know this kind of ties into the career point that I talked about earlier. And maybe I'll do an entire video about this because I have so much to say. And I think it could really be helpful as someone who grew up with no money. I had to pay all my own sorority dues. I had to pay for my college. I had to pay for everything myself. I was working 2 jobs, going to school. I was working hard. But I wish I knew earlier how to make my money work for me and just how to be smart with my money. You know, I totaled my car and I went out and bought a $17,000 Honda Civic. That was not smart. I had student loan debt to pay off. I had my car to pay off. Your girl was hurting for certain. Now I did it. I paid it all off. I'm debt free. Woohoo. But man, that was stressful. I don't want any of you to feel that way. I was stressed and depressed. It was not good. The next lesson that men learn too late is the power of communication. This is so crucial. Communication is important for both men and women, obviously. We all know women could improve in the communication department as well. Spoken from a woman here. You know, I think if everyone worked on their communication skills, the world would be a better place. However, I want to highlight how communication can benefit men specifically, since this video is for you guys. Many men struggle expressing their emotions and seeking support, which can lead to feelings of isolation and difficulties in relationships. Effective communication allows men to express their needs, their feelings, and concerns, which is going to foster understanding, connection, and healthy relationships. It's going to help you navigate challenges, resolve conflicts, and build stronger connections with the people in your life. And you know, good communication skills are not only the way that you communicate to others, but also how well you listen to others. It's so valuable and something that absolutely everyone in the world could benefit from improving. And there's always room for improvement, whether this be your conversation skills, your listening skills, telling a story, how to talk to people. The list goes on. You know, understanding the importance of your tone, listening, being able to empathize with others, seeing different viewpoints without attacking or becoming defensive. Again, the way that you respond and react says a lot about you. And when you improve your emotional intelligence and you learn why you respond and react a certain way, it can help you communicate better. See how all this is tied in? Learning how to properly and effectively communicate will change your romantic relationships. It will change your platonic relationships and your friendships. It will change your work, your career. It will help you be a better leader and just a better person in general. I have become a better Courtney since I learned effective communication. And how did I do that? By understanding why I was responding and reacting the way that I was, and why I was communicating the way that I was. And lastly, there is a reason why I put this one last, and that is because a lot of you are going to hear this word I'm about to say, and you're going to check out because you don't want to hear it. And I understand why, okay? And that is the value of vulnerability. A lot of you don't like that word, the scary V word. And you think, that's enough from this chick, I am clicking off this video. But hear me out. What do I mean by vulnerability? A willingness to be open, to be honest, to be emotionally exposed with another person, to be authentic. Vulnerability includes sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your fears, your insecurities with a partner. In terms of romantically here, I'll speak about it that way. Without a fear of judgment or rejection. You know, it's allowing yourself to be seen and to be understood on a deeper level, which is ultimately going to foster a deeper connection, trust, and intimacy. This is how we build intimacy with people. You know, opening up and being vulnerable can lead to such deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. And newsflash, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but it's true. It is crucial to have a level of vulnerability in your relationships. And I think a lot of people hear vulnerability and they think, oh, so crying. Oh, so being upset. But that's not necessarily what vulnerability is. Of course, that can be an element. You know, this is how our relationships deepen and strengthen and grow. And so many men specifically spend most of their lives avoiding vulnerability like the plague. And honestly, I do understand why. I've talked to so many of you about this. For some of you, it might be because of the way it's been weaponized against you in your romantic relationships. A great woman doesn't do that, by the way. I would never weaponize that against my husband. He is open and honest and so vulnerable with me. And guess what? It makes our relationship a million times better, because then I feel like I can do that with him without judgment. You need that in your relationships, especially romantically. But it's also because of the way that it's been condemned in our society and on social media. You know, all this talk about masculinity and, and acting like if you show any sort of vulnerability that it makes you less of a man, which just is not true. One of the best things that you can do for yourself is to be around people who encourage you to be open and honest and authentic, and that's really what vulnerability is. Being vulnerable can help people understand you, and I've done videos too where I've talked about what people get wrong about vulnerability, so I can link that below for you too, where I do a little bit more of a deep dive, because I think some people mistake vulnerability for oversharing or emotional vomiting, but I'm talking about doing this with a partner, right? I'm not talking about being vulnerable on the first date about your deepest, darkest traumas. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I wouldn't recommend doing that, because that's going to come across as oversharing. Not to say that there's a right or wrong way to be vulnerable, but I think certain things land better than others. There are certainly better ways to go about it, but I've covered that extensively in a video before, so I will link that down below for you. So that is all I have for this video. These are 6 life lessons that men learn too late. Again, I consulted some men in my life who I really respect and admire about these, and they provided some really great tips and some insight that I really wanted to share with all of you, because I think it could be so helpful if you really listen and you take what I said to heart. I want you all to love your life on your own, and also potentially with a partner someday, or in a romantic relationship, whatever you want to call it. I know some of you don't like when I say partner, but that's just the easiest way to say it. So if you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What are some other life lessons that you think men learn too late? What are some life lessons you think women learn too late? Maybe in terms of dating. I could do a ton of different videos about this. I have so much more to say, clearly. So let me know what you think down in the comments. I would love to read all of your experiences, your thoughts, your opinions, and just get a really great productive conversation going down below. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.